Hello everyone, this is MD Anderson recording outside the Motorhome Studios today. I have my table set up this week. I finally got the tablecloth in and I've got a lot of stories to tell you. The camera's kind of far away, so I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. I just wanted you to see the whole table and the beautiful work that I got from camelbackdisplays.com. I will go ahead and finish the rest of the vlog a little bit closer. Behind me you see Farad the Fiero. His dashboard is still out of the vehicle, and I've been putting a lot of fiberglass resin or Bondo on it. Currently I've got my little Layla out here with me. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. And we are now sanding down parts of the dash. I've put a lot of fiberglass resin on it, sanded off, put more back on, sanded off. So we're in another sanding process. Whose car is this?
Brown.
It's a brown car? Whose car is this?
Brown.
It's a brown car. Whose car is this?
I know.
When who gets gas in this car?
And that one.
Yes. Whose car?
And your car.
It's my car. Yesterday she said it was her car. Alright, that's the So for years in the Suburban, I had this 2000 watt power inverter. But you can see now that's just the case. And I have mounted it into the car right there. I got it nicely mounted. Need to put some brains in the car, some calories to run through it. And right now it is hooked up a little bit to the screen, but of course since the dash is still being made, it's just kind of still in pieces at the moment, but it's getting there. This week with the Dragonize presentations, I have been able to do a lot of work. I've been able to make a lot of final decisions on what's going to be in the Dragonize presentations. A few things within the Dragonize presentation I'm really excited about. I did have a radio-controlled helicopter. Unfortunately, when it arrived, it wasn't working properly, so I had to return it. So it might take another week or two before I can expose that. However, I'm also going to have a segment on Isaac Newton with the laws of gravity and the laws of motion. Within the Isaac Newton section, I will be bringing audience members up onto the presentation area with me and teach them the basics of gymnastics, like hollows, tucks, pikes, straddles, layouts. If you're a gymnast, you know what those are. If not, you'll get to learn. We'll see how far we can go, of course, keeping it safe on stage. But showing how the laws of motion work and how the laws of gravity work and how that's the basis of so many things that we deal with in life. Then I'm going to order a kit to make a Tesla coil. And I want to hook it up to a MIDI keyboard, an MIDI. And so when somebody can play it, if there's an audience member who's great at the piano, I will try to invite them up on stage to play it and have the Tesla coil be the speaker, as this electrical bolt goes out in different frequencies, making different sounds and tones and notes, that we will have a really cool sounding and looking piano piece. You know, make some guitar Tesla coil noise as well instead of a normal amplifier. And you keep seeing over here my fun little fog machine. So I'll do it this way. Not supposed to hold these things. Then I will have the Albert Einstein segment. Albert Einstein did so much research on light theory, figuring out how all that works. It was only through study of light that he was able to discover the easy equation of E equals mc squared. I've shown in my past vlogs, I will have my screen with a lighting boom, and I want some front stage ones to get some laser lights and other lights to make a choreographed light show during the presentation. And I'm really excited about that. I remember seeing stuff like that when I was younger. It was really, really fun. Then I will have the Marilyn Monroe segment. I'm excited about this one. Marilyn Monroe went through a lot of trials, a lot of problems. She didn't have the easiest of life. And she had such an optimistic, positive outlook on life. And she was always saying how she wanted people to like her, but they didn't because of the jealousy factor. And when you read through the Dragonize books, there's a huge section in the appendix about being aware of jealousy and how that makes people act in a way that is not who they are. And it is a very poisonous emotion. It destroys you and it destroys the other person who you are jealous of, or if somebody is jealous of you, instead of just accepting you for who you are. In that segment, I will be bringing people onto the stage and rehearsing some lines because she was an actress. And I have the camcorder helper game. Within that, I will have them pull out a card and act out something. That's what I liked about this. I will just take an improv. So like this one, it says, you are a spy meeting up with a fellow spy. That can never be good. Spies can't be trusted, even amongst themselves. Kind of like pirates, which are always out for themselves, to of course make themselves a better gain and not really caring about the loss or the help to somebody else. So this would be a really good one to somebody to act out. As spies will do, you have a code by which you recognize each other and communicate. Exchange a series of nonsense sentences, which is your code. For this one, say anything. The blue dog is sniffing the pancakes. It's raining in Paris. Or something for them to recognize. It would be really fun to get some people on the stage, act as director with my camera, put them in a scene. We won't know what the scene is until they draw the card out. And you can see there's hundreds of cards in here. Let's see right there. Yeah. And that will make it very fun and different every single presentation. I'm all about variety and change and difference and just kind of going with the flow sometimes. That way it's not completely pre-choreographed. It's outlined, but that's about it. And that's what will make it fun and exciting for every event. It will be different people, different personalities, and a different scenario. I will take that recording and put it into my vlogs. The last segment is Bruce Lee. He was the man. He's the ultimate dragon. When you go to the Facebook page and the Google Plus page, you'll see that I put a lot of Bruce Lee quotes in there. And I found me a pair of nunchucks here. These are foam-based ones, and we will bring people on the stage and see how well they can hit themselves with these things. They don't really hurt, which is a glory of these foam practice ones. And of course, each of these has a relation to the goal process, which is the whole point of these presentations, to show how all these people of the past have applied different steps of the goal process to change the world to how we recognize it as today. Just as Leonardo da Vinci created all these designs that we use in today's society, such as the ball bearings. This alone has ball bearings built into it. So we can't escape the invention that he created. Isaac Newton with the laws of motion. We define that with ourselves. It's how everything works around us. Where there's an action, there's an opposite equal reaction. Then Nikola Tesla. If you are watching this on YouTube, which is where of course I post all these, you are utilizing the inventions of Nikola Tesla. Bruce Lee, amazingly, did a lot to improve the physical fitness world, and was a big start towards many of these fitness centers and how they operate, and the precision of how well you can become. So that is how many of these things will apply to the Dragon Bell series and your personal life. Throughout the next few weeks, I am focused on many companies to become sponsors of the Dragonize events. I only have a few spots available. I look forward to future vlogs where I get to announce who the corporate sponsors are for the Dragonize presentations. Until then, I hope everybody has another great week.